Yo, what's going on, man? It's Jason Capital, and welcome to the Success Installation System. You have made it to a very, very private group of people. You've actually joined a very private group of people. We're actually filming this in Las Vegas, Nevada. You look around, there are hundreds of thousands of people around us. None of them are ever going to know the secrets of success that me and you are about to not only go over, but I'm about to install into your subconscious. So once these are installed, success, in whatever direction you want to go, becomes fucking natural for you. It becomes what you do. It becomes who you are. I fucking love it. I'm fucking excited. I hope you are too. Now, before I actually begin installing all 6 causes of the Success Installation System inside your subconscious for you, because there are 6, it's just 6, that's all it is. These are my private workshop notes that you're seeing on this TV here. That's how we're going to go over this system. That's how I'm going to secretly kind of install it into your subconscious. Now, why is that? I've done tons of programs before where we have these amazing visual presentations. Why am I showing you my private notes? This is a tech stack. This is my laptop. It's hooked up. This is the behind the scenes shit. Why are you seeing it? There's a very, very strategic, specific, almost sneaky reason why I did that. And even sneakier, I'm not going to tell you why right now. I'm actually going to tell you at the end of this workshop, so get ready for that. It's going to click for you. It's going to make a lot of sense when you see it. But I just want you to know, as we go through this, we're going to be doing it together through my private notes. So, the Success Installation System, as we move forward in this together right now, what should you expect? Okay, well, as you may have read in the sales page or wherever it is that you found the Success Installation System, there are 6 major causes of success. There are just 6. Once you have installed all 6 into your subconscious, once they become natural, default for you, you have no choice. They will force you to succeed. You totally have no choice in the matter. Once we install this inside of you, you will just succeed more and more every single day. And on top of that, you'll know why it's happening, and you'll know how to ramp it up every time, anytime that you want. So you take these 6 causes and you can implant them into any field of choice, whatever it is you want to do. For me, obviously, I want to be the best fucking dating coach in the world. But maybe you want to be the best cameraman in the world. Maybe you want to be the best editor. Maybe you want to be the best clothing designer. Maybe you want to be the best at sex in the world. You want to be number 1 at sex in the entire world. That's okay. We take these 6 causes, once they're installed in your subconscious, and all you have to do is literally you just point it in the direction where you want to go, to the top of any field, and it will take you there for you. The momentum will carry you forward, okay? So as I say here, once you get all 6 of these down, success and achievement take on the wonderful form of inevitability. It's no longer about if you can do it. It's just, what is it you want to do now? You have all the power. What do you want to do? So I'll be showing you the exact tools required to accomplish it, whatever it is you want. And in this way, once the Success Installation is installed, it's like all of a sudden, everything is achievable. And your greatest task now, the greatest task for you to figure out now is simply just, what is it that you truly want to achieve? And we're going to cover that in a little bit, but what is it? Now you have all the power. I'm going to show you how to do it. What is it you want to do with that new power? Right? And it reminds me of this Dr. Dre song back in the day where he said he comes out of his garage and it's, the Monte Carlo, the El Camino, or the El Dorado. Which one am I going to take out today? So it's like you have that power now. Well, the Ferrari, the Lambo, the hot girl, the 10, the 12, the huge ass, the fake. What do you want? What do you want? That's what's really going to be the big decision for us now. So before we get into it, it's always good to, and you can use this obviously for your future communication if you didn't know this already, but before you teach someone something, before you kind of show them something, it's really good to let them know that what they see in front of them isn't what always was. Okay, what they see in front of them was actually created. And the reason I tell you that is because I'm going to tell you right now really quickly that what you see in front of you is not who I always was. This is not what Jason Capital always was, looked like, acted like, succeeded like, or anything like that, or talked like even. I once, I've experienced a lot of success, and I've experienced a lot of feedback. I don't really call it that. A lot of feedback and a lot of success. It's all feedback, really, but some better than others. But I want you to know, I don't really share this very often, but when I was 23. It's only a couple years ago. When I was 23 years old, I was living with my parents. I lived in San Diego. I had to move back home to Michigan to live in my parents' basement temporarily because I was broke. I had no more money left. I'm going to tell you why in a second, why I lost all my fucking money. But I was really stupid, and it was because I hadn't had these 6 causes completely installed in me like they are in me now, and like they're about to be in you. I didn't have the money. I had to move back home, broke, 23 years old. I had to move into California from Michigan. That was like a big deal. All my friends thought it was a big deal. And then I come back home living in the basement. Kind of embarrassing, right? After all that, come back home. I remember I still had $62 in my bank account. I'll never forget it. Sleeping in that basement, you can hear like the pipes, and I had to cook my food down there. I was like trying to gain weight, so I'm cooking chicken breast and sweet potato and like a nasty bit. It was awful. It was terrible. That was a couple years ago. Now, 25 years old, self-made millionaire dating coach, living in Los Angeles, California. Hot girl. I mean, if you know Jason Capital, you know how I roll. Surrounded by hot girls all the time, my whole life, at least the last couple of years. I recently got signed by a big Hollywood agency. I didn't even want that. Okay, Success Installation System. It did it for me. Once this shit's installed, it just happens. Okay, it just fucking happens now. Literally got signed. They found me on YouTube. They pulled me in for a meeting. They pulled out all the stops, and they're like, "We want you. We think you're going to be a huge star. Sign with us." And I was like, "Fine. Okay, fine." Bad happened. I drive sport cars. I get taken around in private jets, dude. I'm filming this in a 2,000 square foot penthouse in Las Vegas. It's fucking amazing. And it's always been a vision of mine. I call it first class freedom. It's something I've always wanted. I wanted to live completely free. So as a fucking man, I can spread my arms totally. I can yell as loud as I want. I can really express like total freedom, but at the highest level. That was what I always wanted for me. I called it first class freedom. I think I coined it when I was like 19. I live it now. And I'm not satisfied. I'm still going up, as you'll see why, but you know, it's obviously been a part of my vision for a long time. And I say this to brag, of course, because bragging is just really funny. But I also want to show you that these principles work. Why did I go from 23 broke with $62 in my bank account, making nasty ass grilled chicken in my parents' disgusting basement, to moving back to LA, sports cars, hot girls, private jets, models, TV, Hollywood coming after me? Why? How did that transformation happen? How did it happen so quickly? It's the Success Installation System. That is it. And if you've been on Team Capital since October 2012, which is when I kind of launched all the processes that would become the Success Installation System later, you've seen it happen. You've seen the exact manifestation of these 6 causes of success happen before your very eyes. If you were there with me in the beginning when I first kind of really pushed it online, then you've seen it happen. You've seen the whole process happen before your eyes, okay? So in the Success Installation System, I've taken the best from guys who I like to study, like Alexander. I study great men. I don't study mediocre people. I study great fucking men. And then you don't have to agree with the morals. Alexander killed a lot of people, but you can't argue the guy succeeded at everything he did. Right? So I'm taking the best from guys like Alexander, Caesar, Sinatra, Dean Martin, Robert Downey Jr., George Clooney, Maxwell Maltz, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Russell Brand, plus countless others, plus all my own personal experiences. And I've broken down the Success Installation System into its 6 most important parts. Now, before we get forward, I just want to point out here, quick warning, all right? You could, okay, you don't have to, but you could just shut the fuck up and then go do whatever it is you wanted to do. Like, for instance, if you wanted to start some major recording label and blow it up, and you really wanted to, you wouldn't have to go through any of this workshop. You really wanted to. You could just shut the fuck up. You would never sleep. You would never be so. You would never do anything. You would just do that. You'd run into a brick wall every single day, and eventually that brick wall will come down, and you would probably do it. Okay, you could do that. Totally could do that. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of energy. Probably not going to work out. And the reason is, if anyone could do that, but no one does, right? No one fucking does that. Why is that? Well, 1, it's hard as fuck. 2, you lose your motivation at some point. You deal with all these obstacles. You can't get through them. You lose your desire. You lose your focus. You don't know how. You get stuck. You get beaten down. It affects your self-image. We'll talk about all this. So just try my way, okay? Just try this, okay? I think you're going to be shocked at how powerful it is. Really, really cool. So if you do want the unlimited success, easier and faster than, I guess, the Success Installation System, we'll just have to work for you too. So, light bulb warning, please, as we go through this, have your pen and paper ready. You're going to have the light bulbs flashing all day long as we go through this. You're going to be obviously taking down my system. I'm going to be installing it into you. I'm going to be doing voodoo NLP shit up here. You don't even know what's going on, but I assure you it's going to be really good for you. But you're also going to have other ideas that come up in your head. I'm going to be talking about something maybe to do with your self-image, and you're going to be like, wait, that clicks. That's why in 7th grade that Jenny picked Craig instead of me. And then you're like, wait, if I'd done this, all those notes, those little realizations you have, write that shit down. Write it down, get it out of your head, clear that out so there's more space for me to install what I need to install. So just have those notes ready. Before we begin, a question a lot of people who have clients who I've taught this to is, Jason, why is this not pre-installed? Why does someone have to learn how to be successful? Why? We're human beings. Shouldn't we be wired for success? Well, it's a good question. It's one I've actually thought about a lot myself. I used to think about it all the time. And the truth is, one of the causes of success, I'll just give you a little hint right now, is your environment. Okay? Your environment is a huge determining factor in how far you will succeed and how much you will succeed. And the problem is, we look around. Me and you stand right here, and we look around at Las Vegas. We look at all the people here. We go to any town, anywhere, I don't care where, go anywhere in the fucking globe at this point. And you look at the environment, you look at all the people, what you'll notice is that all of them are just satisfied with mediocre. They don't know, they don't get it, they don't understand how great they could be. Like me and you, we know how fucking great we're meant to be. We get that. They don't get that. They're very okay with mediocre. They're very okay with doing the bare minimum. They're very okay with just making a certain amount of money, with just making a certain amount of impact, with no one knowing who they are. They're okay with that. The problem is if you're around people like that for too long, it will rub off on you. And all of a sudden, you will take on their beliefs. And it will be okay with you to only make a certain amount of money. Or it'll be okay with you to do the minimum. Or it'll be okay with you to have no one remember your fucking name when you die. And I don't want that for myself. I sure as fuck don't want that for you. But that's why. That's why success is installed. Because the environment isn't made for success. The environment is made for just enough. Okay? So as part of the success installation system, as you'll see, we're going to consciously control our environment so we only surround ourselves with success. So success becomes the norm. So it becomes something that's just how it is. And I like to think about this all the time, if you took a guy who has no game right now, but you instead, when he was born, you went back in time and you surrounded him with only badass, playful, challenging, ambitious men, and that's all that little kid saw, right? That's all he saw his whole life. He didn't know anything else. He only knew playful, challenging, badass, ambitious men who were just fucking awesome. That was all he knew. Do you think that kid would grow up to have no game? Or do you think he would have taken on the behaviors, beliefs, mindsets, thoughts, words, actions of all of those success models, of all those badasses around him, and he would have just ended up like them. He would have ended up exactly like those guys, and he would have sick game. So your environment plays a huge role. It's the reason that your success is not already installed, because everyone around you is so fucking okay with mediocre. I apologize, I'm getting pissed, but this is the shit that angers me, because I know what you are capable of, and I know what we're about to do together. It excites me. So, I do just want to say, obviously, my thank you to all the greats of the past who I have borrowed some of this information from. When I say borrowed, I mean I looked at your life. I saw what you did, all right? Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Jack Nicholson, Jerry Weintraub. We go all day. I've seen what you did, watched it, I read it, and I pulled it apart, and now I'm giving it to the rest of Team Capital right now. So, I appreciate it. My study of you is not only my personal success, but it's allowed me to condense your success into 6 instantly actionable parts that I can now install into all of my clients worldwide, and they can use those same parts to achieve unparalleled success, whether it be with women, business, influence, life, partying, socializing, or whatever else their heart and their balls desire. So that is the first module of the success installation system. I hope you're fucking ready, because we're about to bang some fucking drums together. I'll see you in the next module.